9-0. But we still above you.
Plot Malaysia.
Hello, welcome to the Plot Malaysia. This is our 5th episode of the new season. This is the show for the fans.
By the fans.
Woo-hoo. Well, Hari. This is the day both of our teams, we are celebrating, and we are really enjoying. Both of us are in smiles. You must be, of course, very, very happy with the onslaught of Bournemouth. So, yeah, man, what do we have in store today as we are reviewing the game week number 4?
Yeah, I mean, we are indeed, man. We're going to review the weekend's Premier League fixtures, and for a change, this season, I'm going to be all smiles, bro. I'm all smiles. It's a good show. I'm excited about doing this show today because obviously Liverpool got their first win of the season. So we'll get to that, man. But I thought let's start off with some interesting games. Let's start off with the league leaders, man. Arsenal 2, Fulham 1. The league leaders, everyone said they will drop off. They haven't really dropped off. 4 wins out of 4, scoring goals galore. Went behind against Fulham. And I think what everyone wanted to see was, will they have the character to come back?
Oh, yes, they did.
And guess what? This team, and guess what? They had the character. So, that was really, really impressive from Arsenal, man. Tell me what you thought about the game, Ram. Did you watch the game?
Oh, yes, I did. Happily did, because United won as well. So we'll talk about it later. But I did watch the game. I was very impressed with Arsenal's play overall. They went down. Okay, no big deal. But I thought Arsenal had the finesse, had the fight. 4 out of 4. Yes, Van Guna, welcome. Nice to see you. Thank you for your comments. You must be very happy. 12 points at the top of the table. Oh, the big question is, guys, if you guys are Arsenal fans, can Arsenal challenge for the title this season? Let us know.
Actually, let us know in the comments, man. That's a great one. Are Arsenal contenders, serious title contenders this season? We want to know, guys. And obviously, guys watching the show, do subscribe, do like the stream as well. We need the likes, and obviously we welcome the subscriptions as we head towards the 5K mark on subscription count.
Oh yes,
really impressed with Arsenal. I think it doesn't come as a surprise, Ram. I'm not going to beat around the bush. Van Guna knows this as well. I mentioned this last season itself, that these guys were building something. I could see what they were building. They were bringing in young players, dynamic players with a lot of potential, and then building a squad that's going to stay there for a good 6, 7, 8 years together. And it reminded me a lot of what Liverpool were trying to do under Jurgen Klopp when they started. So very impressed. Arteta's way of playing is very Guardiola-like as well. And they've got the personnel now, isn't it? No one can say they haven't spent. They spent like £200 million in 2 years.
I'm very impressed with Arteta as well, and he's fighting to get the players that he wants in the team, and I think he's got the right players now with him. I'm actually, Hari, I'm just looking forward to a clash between Arsenal and Man City. I'm just looking forward for the kind of clash to see what kind of match that they actually put up.
I think before that they're going to be clashing with you, isn't it? I think Arsenal are playing United in a couple of weeks.
But I know for a fact that against United, it's not really going to be a game that United will be looking forward to be honest, because we are still on a rebuilding stage. So I know Arsenal's stronger; they are the favorites for the game. But I'm more excited when they take on teams like Man City, Liverpool, to see how they actually turn out. So yeah, let's see.
Let's see, indeed, man. I mean, to be honest, I've been really impressed with Arsenal. I think what really impressed me this weekend was the bottle and the character, because they've been taking the lead in games. So yeah, fair enough. But I was questioning, does this young team have the bottle and character when things are not going well for them to come back? And guess what? They were 1-0 down, came back and won 2-1. And I mean, very quickly, Ram, before we move on to the next game, who has impressed you in this Arsenal side? Which of the new signings, which of the old signings from last, who's really impressed you so far, man?
I think when I look at the Arsenal team, I see Gabriel Jesus has just been brilliant. He's been, even though he doesn't score, he didn't get a chance to score, in the previous games or whatever it is. He has definitely played a very pivotal role in creating those chances. When he does score, his finishes are amazing. And then you look at Martin Odegaard. Odegaard, of course, the new captain of Arsenal. He's been absolutely brilliant as well, in my opinion. And of course, you got the usual suspects. So you've got Bukayo Saka, running down the wing. He's quick, he's pacey. And I think nothing's going to change. And I also do think that Ramsdale, the goalkeeper, is definitely one of those goalkeepers to watch because he has been pulling off some super class saves. So yeah, I think Arsenal has a complete team. Hurry, I think they're gonna go very far this season. I'm very very
Actually,
happy
just
for
when
them.
I asked you that question, I was thinking, who am I going to say? Who's really stood out for Arsenal? And I couldn't
Mm.
just name one, man. There's so many that have impressed me. Obviously, Gabriel
I think the
Jesus,
whole
man.
team. Yeah,
Gabriel
yeah.
Jesus has been absolutely brilliant. But then not just him, man. I've been very impressed with Gabriel Martinelli, who's damn good
Oh
on the
yes.
left. He's been absolutely brilliant. In fact, Bukayo Saka, I think, has not been as good as Martinelli. Uh,
Mhm.
and then obviously Odegaard, man, the new captain, he's
Yeah.
been awesome, absolutely awesome. He reminds me of a young Mesut Ozil, but with leadership skills and character, which I think was missing at times from Ozil.
He
Have
reminds me
you-
of a bit of Freddie Ljungberg as well. I don't know why. He's given me that feel of a Freddie Ljungberg. I don't know.
Hmm.
You know.
I'm very impressed with Odegaard. Obviously, really good captain as well. And then
Yeah.
I've got to say Zinchenko has been brilliant for Man City. What a buy
Oh yeah, I forgot
he's
about him.
been.
Yeah.
And then I'll add another couple who've been really impressive. The winner, the guy who scored the winner the other day, the centre back Gabriel. I think he's awesome at the back. And his
Yep.
partner William Saliba has been absolutely brilliant since he's
Yes.
come back from loan. So
Yep.
those are the few that have really stood out for me, man. I mean, obviously some people will say Partey and Shaka as well, but I think these are the few that have really stood out for me, man.
Yeah.
So yeah, Arsenal really on fire. Mitrovic got another goal for Fulham, but I mean Arsenal. I say watch out, man. To me, they are
And
potential title contenders. The only question mark I still have about this team is what happens when Gabriel Jesus gets injured.
yeah, that's
And
that's
I
a good
think
question, Harry.
how they deal with injuries, and in key positions, because a few things with Arsenal, they also are competing in the Europa League.
Yep.
So now from this week onwards, it's basically 2 games a week for most of the teams because of the World Cup. There's a lot of
Yep.
midweek games, and then for them, they're gonna have to play Thursdays as well because of the Europa League, and then play Sundays as well, and they're gonna have to rotate the team, and it's probably going to lead to injuries as well, which is my question. How do they deal with injuries in key positions? How do they deal with an injury to Jesus, or if Gabriel Jesus tires? After playing so many games, how are they going to rotate? Because I don't think Eddie Nketiah is at the level of Gabriel Jesus. So that's my one remaining question mark about Arsenal, basically. Guys, let us know your thoughts as well, and then we're going to move on. We're going to talk really quickly about some other games that
Oh,
that really caught our attention this week. Chelsea, Leicester.
10-man
I mean,
Chelsea.
yeah, impressive, isn't it, Ram?
Liverpool did 10-man scoring the equalizer, and now Chelsea is the one coming up top against Leicester. What's wrong with Leicester, Harry? I mean, guys, what's wrong with Leicester? If you're a Leicester fan out there, what's wrong with the team? They
I
can't
mean,
seem to get a win.
this team is in free fall, man. Leicester, Rogers. I mean, I
Yeah.
think Rogers. Maybe they need a refresh. He's gone a bit stale at the club. They missed out on Champions League twice by a point or a couple of points or something like that. And then
Mm.
I feel like it's gone a bit stale. They haven't invested as well. So they haven't backed Rogers this summer at all.
Yep. Yep.
I think they've sold players, but they've not bought anyone really. So that's a big thing. I think they just don't look a good side now, man. And it may. I mean, I think that's a good question. Who do you think is going to get sacked first, Brendan Rodgers or Steven Gerrard? Aston Villa are in
Yeah.
free fall as well. I think 3 wins in the last 15, only 1 win this season, and 3 defeats for Gerrard as well.
Let us know in
So
the comments below what do you think. Who do you think will be sacked first? But Harry, in your opinion, who do you think will be sacked first?
I
Rodgers or
actually,
Gerrard?
I'm actually going to go with Steven Gerrard because as much as he's a Liverpool legend, the team seems to be in a bit of free fall. And up next, I think they're playing Arsenal, and then they have Man City as well. So I think they could end up losing another 2 games on the bounce, which means 5 defeats out of 6. And I think there's basically going to be no way back for him from that. So the pressure is going to grow, and I think I actually think the unthinkable. What I thought was unthinkable might happen, and Steven Gerrard will get the sack actually. But Rodgers is not far behind, man. Brendan Rodgers is not far behind.
And what about Chelsea? Chelsea, how do you think they perform?
Oh, impressive. In a quarter, Gallagher got sent off. It was 0-0. And at 0-0,
Yep.
Chelsea just changed their formation around. Tuchel's a master tactician, right? Changed it around. And then Raheem Sterling scored 2 goals, his first 2 goals for the club as well. 2 brilliant goals, I thought, from Raheem Sterling. So, I mean, the guy is a good fit for Chelsea, isn't it, Raheem?
He's absolutely good fit. Finally, getting his 2 goals in one game. I think he deserves it. I think it's time for him to show what he's made of in the upcoming games. Hopefully, he will carry on. But of course, watching Chelsea losing a 10 man wasn't. I mean, it wasn't very easy for Chelsea fans. Of course, hopefully, they do not perform in this manner again, because when you go down in 10 men, it's not easy nowadays.
They've
Because
done it twice,
that's
isn't it? I think Koulibaly got sent off the other week, and then Raheem
yeah,
Sterling. Conor Gallagher this week.
absolutely,
But yeah, I mean, they're a
absolutely.
good side, and not just that, they're adding as well, isn't it? I think they might
Yep.
still be after Frankie De Jong. They're definitely looking to sign Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. I think that
That'll
could
be
get over the
interesting.
line.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they'll
Mhm.
have a finisher as well to the team too. So yeah, I mean, Chelsea are looking good still under Tuchel, man. They look like a side that could potentially, once they get their act together, get their signings in, especially a striker in Aubameyang, I think they'd be a threat. But Raheem Sterling looks a really good fit for them, and he's really off and running. So
Yep.
brilliant from Chelsea. Uh, we've got to talk about the league. Well,
Wow.
the biggest, the
Wow.
favorites, the favorites. We have to talk a little bit about the favorites, Ram. So let's talk a bit about
Mm.
these favorites.
What
City
a
four,
game.
City were 2-0 down. And guys, I was
Yeah.
watching. I mean, I was hearing about this game. I was actually, Ram. I think I showed you some pictures, but I was actually watching the Liverpool game in a
Yep.
Carlsberg event, which was absolutely awesome. There were legends there, John Barnes, Sami Hurpia.
Yep.
It was a brilliant setup, and I was watching a bunch of Liverpool fans, and the news was coming through. Liverpool were obviously flying, and the news was coming through. Palace 2-0 up, and I told the guy next to me, I said, you know what, City are going to come back and win, no problem. And true enough, they
Yep.
came back, scored 4 goals in the second half, and won, and it was comfortable in the end. But we can't talk about this game without talking about Erling Haaland, man.
Oh, hat-trick hero, man. What a oh my
How do you
goodness.
stop this guy?
Harry, honestly speaking, the way he was running the show, any through ball put through him, any defense could not stop him. He just
He's too
bamboozled
strong,
past
isn't
the
it?
defense.
He's too strong.
He's
The
so
last
strong.
goal, there's a defender on his left and the right, both trying to get. And he just holds them off, and then he buries it into the bottom
Yeah,
left hand
yeah, and
corner.
the
Yeah.
way he shoots the ball, Harry, there's no absolute chance for any goalkeeper to
And
make
there's
any
no
kind of save.
backlift as well. He doesn't need a backlift. If you see that, there's no backlift, and he just
Yeah,
powers it into the bottom corner, right?
yeah,
Uh,
yeah,
I mean, for me, he's unstoppable, man. He's got pace, he's got power, he's got hitting ability. He can score right foot, left foot. He's so
yeah.
strong. He holds off the ball. I thought he may struggle with the two things. One is the physical nature of the Premier League. The other one is adjusting to City's style. And you know what? It's taken him no time to adjust to City style,
No,
man.
and it's not about him. It's not about him adjusting to the physicalities. I think it's about the others getting used to his physicality in
Yeah,
the
yeah,
games.
yeah. And it's hard to they I mean, how do you stop the guy, man? He's brilliant. He's adapted to the way City plays really quickly, and they've adapted to the way he plays as well. Uh,
Yeah,
but when come back 2 games in a row, they came back 3-1 down against Newcastle. They came back 2-0 down here. And Erling Haaland, Ram, I'm going to ask you for the prediction here. Uh,
yeah.
how many goals do you think he's going to score by the end of the season in the Premier League alone?
Well, hopefully he doesn't get injured. That's all I have to say. But as long as he's playing, I think he could easily score. I'm gonna go him scoring about 30 goals. In this season, I think he's gonna break the record because he's just out of this world,
The
out of this
record is
planet.
held by Mo Salah, by the way, so I hope he doesn't break the record. But I think he
Mhm.
will get 30 goals, man. He'll get at least 28 to 30 goals, man. The guy is a phenomenon. He's got five in what? 4 games or something like that now.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, because of the
Uh,
hat trick. Yep.
yeah, so I mean, he's got hat trick, and then he had two the other day, so he's got 5 in 4 games, man. Phenomenal
Phenomenal.
player, Erling Haaland. And yeah, great point brought up by Simba. Right, this is the one thing I was going to
Yeah.
mention as well. They keep coming back, well and good, but they've conceded 5 goals in 2 games against Newcastle and Crystal Palace.
Yep.
And you can't keep coming back. What happens if you concede first against Chelsea, who can defend, who can do a good job of defending, or against a Liverpool or some of the bigger sides? They may not be able to come back. So this is the question mark about City, man. They seem to be leaking a lot of goals this year.
Yeah, they are. They have been leaking lots of goals, which is to my surprise because they do have a formidable defense. But I think they still need to add a little bit more at the back. I'm not very impressed with John Stones this season.
Hmm.
I thought he has been, he wasn't really performing really well. Ruben Diaz, so.
But does
But
it also tell you that teams are now taking a chance against City? They're saying, you know what, let's just go for it. And I think
yeah,
teams who have got pacey strikers, especially, I mean, look at Newcastle, right? They use Callum Wilson, they use Alassane
that's a
Maximum brilliantly
maximum.
against on the
Oh
break
yeah,
against against the City brilliantly. And then obviously Palace have got pace up front as well with Wilfred Zaha, with Eze, with Jordan Ayew, and they gave them trouble as well.
Yeah.
Do you think that's how teams are going now? They're looking at that and saying, you know what, if we get at the City side, there's a potential we can score goals, especially if we've got pace in the forward line.
Yeah, I think they're going to play long most of the time because they're going to soak the pressure from City most of the time because they attack in numbers, right? So when you see the defense coming back into attack, counter attack, I think they're going to use the pacey forwards to make those pocket runs, around the defense and hope for the long balls to be received. Obviously, City might defend a little bit. They might play a high line. I don't know, but this is one tactic that will definitely work for a lot of
And it's
teams.
working, right? Well, one thing I noticed
Yeah,
last year was City was not conceding as many goals. They were keeping
yeah,
possession a lot better. But this year,
yeah,
I feel like they are very open, susceptible to set pieces, susceptible to conceding goals on the break, especially with pacey forwards. So really
yeah,
interesting, man. Because if you,
yeah,
you can get away in some games like this, but you come up against Spurs, if you come up against Liverpool, you
yeah,
come up against maybe even United with the pace with Rashford, with Anthony now, with
yeah,
obviously Sancho, they
yeah,
may struggle, man.
yeah.
Uh, yeah, great point, man. Goals win you games, but defense win you titles. So maybe City get their act together in defense. I don't know, but currently they look leaky at the back, and I think this could be the undoing this season. Maybe Arsenal, man. Arsenal could get the better of them.
Yeah, but you see, even though it could be the undoing of City, I don't think they will be very far off the top two or top three. They'll still be somewhere on thereabouts. They'll still put a good pressure on the top as well. So I think it's just a matter of time before. But yes, you're right. I do agree with you, Harry, that they could be this season could be just watching them to be a bit vulnerable at the back. So you never know. Let us know, guys, in the comments. Let us know what you
Let
think
us
about
know.
this.
Let us know. Let us know indeed, man. City, they're scoring tons of goals, coming back, but is that going to be the undoing? Is it going to catch up on them, especially if they're leaking that many goals? Let's
Yeah.
quickly cover this before we go to the big two games of the week because we've got to talk about the teams we support, and we're gonna.
Yeah,
And I left the best for last, so let's quickly talk about Spurs
yeah,
because
yeah, yeah.
I mean, Spurs are title contenders. I think.
I
I
think
mean,
they are.
I reckon. I mean, the guys, let us know as well. But I think they're potential title contenders under Antonio Conte. They've got a deep bench. They can bring Richarlison off, who I thought was a prick yesterday when he came on. By the way,
Yeah,
trying to play keepy uppy and all that, trying to
yeah,
showboat.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah,
but they've got a deep bench. They've got Bissouma. They've got Richarlison. They can bring these guys on. They got Sessegnon. They got Perisic.
yeah.
And obviously they've got the danger men in Kane and Son and Kulusevski as well. But yeah, 2-0 win, two Kane goals. What do you think about the game, Ram?
First of all, I'm going to say a big up to Nottingham Forest. I thought they really put on a
Yep.
show yesterday. I was
Yeah, they
very
went for it.
impressed
They
with their
went for it,
game.
isn't it?
They went for it.
And Spurs were
Yeah,
struggling for a big part of the game.
yeah, they were struggling. Of course, Kane scored with the only chance when that he had in the first half. But I thought Nottingham Forest were just outstanding. They just did not have the right people in the front to score them goals.
Yeah.
But there was some promising young talent like Brennan Johnson, who I thought was amazing. Of course, you have Jesse Lingard from United that, of course, has experience.
I thought Nico
And a few other
Williams, the ex-Liverpool player,
Nico
was brilliant.
Williams, ex-Liverpool,
Right.
yes, he was also brilliant as well. So I think this shows that it's okay they lost the game, and this is the kind of games that when you lose, it's fine because you are showing a promise to your fans and of course to your manager that you can actually play good football. So
No,
I'm
I thought
very
I
excited
thought
to
they were
see.
brilliant between the two boxes. So the middle part of the
They
pitch
were,
was absolutely brilliant. Where they lacked was in the final third, basically.
and they were very energetic going forward, Harry. If you notice,
Yeah.
they were so energetic going forward. I was so excited watching that game. But yes, got to give it to Spurs as well. Take nothing away from them. I thought they scored two good goals, of course, with Harry Kane, and I think. Oh yes, we have to mention Dean Henderson saved a penalty from Harry Kane. What a
Yeah.
save!
I think one of the first saves against Harry Kane's penalty in a long time, right? But
Yeah,
yeah, Harry Kane back to business, scoring goals for fun. I think Spurs under Conte. This is the thing, right? With Conte, he doesn't care how they win. Uh, I don't think they're a very entertaining side under Conte.
Mm,
They're very defensive. They sit back and then they try to hit on the break because they've got the
boring
talent up
football.
front. Yeah, because they've got
Yeah,
the talent up front in Kulusevski, Kane, Son, so they try to hit on the break. But I
yeah,
don't quite like their football. I got to be honest, very defensive. But you know what? It gets results for Conte, and that's how he goes about winning titles. So, I mean, if you ask a Spurs fan, they don't really care what they win, man. They just want to win
yeah,
something. So,
yeah,
uh, but yeah, I mean, Conte is brilliant. I've got to be honest. I would expect with the talent they have to be for them to play a bit more attractive football, especially
yeah.
against newly promoted sides. But yeah, it's very defensive. But you know what? They get the job done.
Yeah, and then just to say as well, for Spurs fan, what's wrong with Son Heung-min? Not really been performing lately. See whether he can come back into
They're
the next game.
quite
So
pissed
now
off when he came off as well.
quite pissed off when he came out as well. So let us know, in the comments below, what do you think of the game? How do you
Yeah.
think Spurs can continue this run? Are they going to be challenging for a title as well, or something?
And let us know
Because
one more thing as well. Who wins the Golden Boot? Is it Harry Kane or Erling Haaland? That's a really
this
good
will be a
one
good
as
fight.
well. Kane started
This
pretty
will be a
well
good
as
fight.
well, right? And I've just got to say
Absolutely.
one more thing. One guy who really impresses me for Spurs is Ivan Perisic. I thought he had a
Yeah.
really good game again, man. He defends brilliantly when he comes back, but then he goes forward. He can cross with his left foot and his right foot. The guy is a
Yeah.
model professional, man. In the 30s, but he's a brilliant player.
Very, 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 very good player indeed. So I thought overall the game was good for Spurs. Good win, good points in the bag. 10 points, third place right now in the Premier League in the table. Yeah, it's going to be some good fight up there. Let's see what happens.
Very interesting. Let's talk about your side, Ram.
Yes, 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 yes.
Southampton nil, United won. United got the result. You'll say it was probably not swashbuckling like they played against Liverpool. Uh,
Yep.
it was very tense. It was basically a character game where they dug deep and got a result, got a win away
Yep.
at Southampton. I didn't
Yep.
really catch the game, to be honest, but I did hear that Southampton had very strong appeals for penalty turned away a
Mhm.
couple of times, I think. But what do you think about the game round? Were United really that good, or did they just dig deep and did they just get lucky?
I think this is the kind of games that United need to actually win because they're going away from home. They have been losing 7 games on a trot away from home. This is one game that they need to get a result, and I could understand the way they were playing because they were trying to be a bit protective, of course, because they've not had a good run away. So, but to get a result in the fashion that they did, and also with Bruno scoring that goal, and it wasn't a scruffy goal; it was a very nice finish. Good, of course, assist by Dallo as well. So I thought, now you're seeing a lot of crosses being made down the flanks, which we missed last season. You're seeing Dalot taking those chances to cross in the balls. I thought was brilliant. And of course, I think it was a deserved win. Exactly, Simba. Deserved win for United, a professional win, because now the momentum is there. I agree with you 100%. So we needed this because there were a lot of questions being asked whether United, after the game against Liverpool, could we actually go and win the next game? Because in most cases, consistency was the problem.
But
Like
is it
what Doc,
is it?
yeah,
I'm going to play devil's advocate here, man. Was it really
yeah,
that big a deal? I mean, it's United
what is
against Southampton who sell all the players. They got young kids there, basically.
that?
United have got all these stars on huge contracts.
Mhm.
Shouldn't they be expected to go there and really put on a show? Because
I
number
do, but
one,
I've so
number
much.
one,
Yeah,
Southampton were hammered by Spurs in the first game 4-1. They're side in a bit of a
yeah,
decline this year.
yeah. Yeah.
United really just barely got out of there with a win. So is that good enough?
I think Harry, when it comes to this, right, looking at Southampton, they were losing 4-1. They were on a bad performance at the beginning of the season. So obviously they wanted to put on a show against United as well because hey, they gotta try to do something, right? So they lost the game 1-0. They played well, it's fine. But I think this is one game that will really test the confidence of the players moving forward because right now this is the team that Ten Hag is putting forward. You're not seeing Maguire in the starting lineup. You're not seeing Luke Shaw in the starting lineup. You're not even seeing Ronaldo in the starting lineup.
Yep.
So this is actually a testament that Eric Ten Hag means business. These players can be as big as the club or bigger than the club, whoever they are, but they are not going to be in the starting lineup if they're not performing or they have some issues. So I think I'm very happy to see what he has done for the team, and I'm looking forward to the new signings to gel together with Casemiro. Of course, Anthony is just flying off to Manchester for his medical now. Let's see what's going to happen. It's going to be very exciting, very interesting, and you're going to see a lot of difference in their football
This is the
in the
thing.
next few
Everyone's
games.
saying it, right? He's been
Yeah.
brave. He's made the changes and all. Let's see how brave he is in dropping his own signings. I think that's the true
Mhm.
test. If his own signings don't perform at some point in the season, is he going to
Mhm.
have the guts to drop them? It's easy to drop someone else's signings. They're not my players, etc. But whether he will be able to drop his own players if Lisandro Martinez has poor games, is Malacia starts having poor games, is he then going to drop those guys? That's going to be very interesting to see later down the year. But yeah, fair enough. 2 wins on the bounce. Who
Yep.
stood out for you in the game? Any standout players?
I think Bruno did definitely. I think he's taking on the captain's armband very well. I think he's showing that he's a true leader now. Hopefully, he gets consistent as well. I thought Sancho was good as well. But again, I wasn't very impressed with with the hair. Although he put out a good save, but I wasn't really impressed with him. But I thought the whole team in general, the camaraderie was there. Martinez was putting on a show. Varane was superb. Malacia was great. So I thought overall, it was a good team performance. I think that we deserved the win. So yeah, I'm very happy with the performance overall.
Right. Awesome. Simba says
Yep.
Lisandro Martinez had another great game. So yeah,
Yep.
Martinez looks a real strong character, right? As a
He
midfielder.
silenced the critic, Harry.
He's a good
Like
guy.
what you said as
Not
well.
not for me as yet, because I'm still waiting for him to come up against a team with some physical strikers like Brentford had. I think against Liverpool we had obviously Firmino and Salah at the top, who are not really tall, physically powerful strikers. At Southampton, the same. I don't think they've got very strong physical strikers, etc. So I think the test will be when he comes up against a player like that, and then we'll see how he performs. Ericsson plays well
Okay.
every game. Great point. I think
Yep.
Ericsson is absolutely top class, and that's a good buy, right? I mean, to get him on a free, I think it's brilliant. Uh, Question marks about the age, maybe, of some of the United signings in midfield, signing Casemiro, Ericsson, both in the 30s, for example. And what's the plan long term, which Coach Dom brought up as well. But we'll see how that goes. But very quickly, I think the news coming out is, as you said, Anthony has been signed or is on the brink of signing for United. Ram, tell us what
Yep.
you think about the signing and what sort of a player is this guy, man, for our viewers as well.
Oh, it's like when you watch Ronaldo just sign for United, with all that silky skills going down the right or left. I think he's that sort of a player with that Brazilian flair, if you like. Going
Is
forward,
he
crossing
like
the
Aryan
ball.
Robben?
Yeah, you can say so. I mean, he's had a few assists. He can actually score goals, so he has what it takes. But he's very young, only 22 years old. The price tag may be a question mark to most fans. Like, are we
100
really
million, isn't
really
it? 100 million euros, isn't it?
100 million euros? In my opinion, is a
For
bit too much
someone
for
for
the kind of
someone
player.
who hasn't played outside the Dutch league, big question
Yep,
marks about that. Yeah.
exactly. And the other question I have, of course, for United, of course, with Eric Ten Hag, this is the question a lot of people actually ask. He's bringing in players who have always been playing in a Dutch league, or the Eredivisie, right? So, are
Eredivisie,
they
yeah.
able? Are they going to be able to compete in the Premier League? Once they all play in the team together. So that's the question I have. But then again, I'm exciting prospect. I'm not going to take away anything from Anthony, and of course the other signings that have come on. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to see what he can do. And this is the time I'm going to say this. Yeah, this is the perfect time for Ronaldo to leave. He wants to go to Sporting. He wants to go anywhere. Please go, because I think this saga needs to end. As soon as possible. We just want to focus on our football with the team that we have.
Anthony's one cocky fellow. He can carry the price tag, no problem. Well, we'll have to wait and watch. He looks a talent, no doubt. He reminds me a little bit of Rafinha, actually, the way he plays as well, with
Yeah.
that left foot, like Rafinha. So we'll have
Yep.
to wait and watch how that goes. Obviously, Rafinha cost a whole lot less than him, but
Yep.
yeah, we'll just have to wait and watch how that goes and how he settles into the league. He does seem a cocky fella. He does seem like a player who can be rattled though as well. So
Yeah.
again, how he copes with Premiership
Yeah.
defenders who rattle
Young
players like
player.
like
Yeah.
Darwin Nunes, right? Young
Yeah.
player
Yeah.
can get
Exactly.
rattled, and he gives me those
Yep.
vibes. Anthony, he looks like a guy who can get rattled a little bit. So we'll just
Yeah.
let's see how that
I
that
just
works
I
out.
just hope he doesn't pull off a Cantona and kicks a fan and gets
He
banned from
does
the
give you the Cantona vibes, isn't it? The way he is, he's a bit of a
yeah.
he's a bit of a
Uh,
in a nice way cocky, right? So we just
yeah.
have to wait and watch how that goes. But yeah, United great win, 2 wins in the bounce. Who have they got next round?
I believe it's Leicester away from home. We are playing with Leicester, so Leicester is definitely going to go all out.
Leicester
I'm
is
not
in free
gonna.
fall, man. Leicester is in
Yeah.
free fall. That's another easy 3 points for you guys.
Let's see. You never know, man. These teams, they show up in this kind of game. So let's see what happens. Let
Fair
us know,
enough. Fair
guys.
enough. Let us
Yep.
know. Let us know. Indeed. We're gonna save the best for the last round.
Oh.
There was a game. There was a game. Like I said, I watched in the presence of a bunch of Liverpool fans. Great atmosphere in the presence of John Barnes, Sami Hyypiä as well, and it was a coast of a game, man. It was relaxing. It was not stressful at all. It was a cricket score. It should
Yeah,
have
it
been
felt
more
like.
than. It should have been a Premier League record. Salah missed 2 sitters, which could have made it
Oh.
11. And there were a lot of other chances that were missed as well. But yeah, 9-0 record equaling Premier League win for Liverpool, a team that hadn't won in the first 3 games, a team that was getting a lot of stick in the media from United fans in the media, a team that people said was stale, growing old, etc. obviously a team with a ton of injuries, and they still had
Yeah.
a ton of injuries going into this game. But
But
basically, the young boys stepped up, and what a win, man.
yeah, I mean, I won't. I will take nothing away from Liverpool, man. What a win, 9-0. I think I was looking at. I didn't watch the game, obviously. I was looking at the live score, and suddenly everything just keeps popping out like 1-0, 2-0, 3-0, 4-0, and it's like, what's going on? I was a bit amazed what's happening, but okay, it happened 9-0. But question, Harry, was Liverpool just too good, or was Bournemouth really poor?
Let me just say something, man. In a way, I mean, it's obviously weird saying this. In a way, I think we needed the defeat against United because we got all the stick. The team got all the stick. It pulled everyone together. Jurgen had some tough words with them, but all the players got together, and I think it needed them. It needed that to kickstart them. And I mean, yeah, Bournemouth, obviously, really poor side. Probably the poorest team in the league. Will definitely go down, I think. But
Yeah,
Liverpool were brilliant from the first.
yeah,
Absolutely, they didn't give them a chance to breathe. They barely got past the halfway line
yeah,
throughout the game. And we took the lead within 3 minutes. I think it was Luis Diaz with a header. Terrific cross by Bobby Firmino. Diaz was outstanding throughout the game. Harvey Elliott, whose grandmother passed away a couple of days before the game, scored an absolute pearler of a goal from outside the box. He bent it in with his left foot. He was awesome, Harvey Elliott, by the way. Watch out. I mean, because of the injuries, he's got his opportunity now to start in consecutive games, but he's been absolutely outstanding, man. And I think watch out for this guy this year. I actually fancy if Harvey Elliott keeps going the way he is, I'm going to make a bold shout here, guys. I think he gets picked for the England squad for the World Cup
and why
because he's
not?
that
I think,
he's that
yeah,
good a
yeah,
player. He's that creative. He keeps starting games and he keeps performing like he is. I've got a feeling they pick him. Gareth Southgate will have no option but to pick him for the World Cup. So I thought he had an outstanding game. He scored the second goal. The third goal was I've lost count. My third goal was I think it was Trent Alexander-Arnold with a bullet of a
yeah,
strike from outside the box, assisted
yeah,
by Bobby Firmino again. And I'm going to come to Bobby, by the way, but I'm leaving him for last. Trent had an awesome game, obviously, great goal. And then Virgil van Dijk chipped in with a header from a corner, Robertson corner. And then the fifth goal, which was before halftime as well, was scored by Bobby. Sorry, Bobby scored the fourth goal. Bobby's got the fourth goal, and then Virgil's got the fifth with the header.
yeah.
And then obviously we thought they may ease off. Liverpool may ease off in the second half. They made a halftime change. They put Carvalho on instead of Elliott. But same result, right? We scored again. There was an own goal to start things off at 6. And then I think Bobby scored another goal. And then Carvalho scored his first goal for Liverpool. Brilliant volley, by the way. Absolute. This guy is another talent to watch. 19 years old. He's an absolute baller. He reminds me of Coutinho in his pomp. He's brilliant, and it was great for his confidence to get a goal. And then rounded off by Luis Diaz again with a header from a corner. So yeah, like I said, Luis Diaz outstanding. Fabinho was brilliant in the middle of the park. I thought Henderson had a good game. Elliott was outstanding. Salah had 2 sitters, had a good game, but didn't score. But yeah, Carvalho had a great game as well. But my standout player was Bobby Firmino. Everyone said he's too old, he's done with, his time is up. But the guy stood up. He was outstanding. He was back to his best. He was playing back flicks. He was trying out all kinds of different tricks and flicks. He scored 2 goals, had 3 assists as well.
So he was the man of the match. For
For
sure.
me, yes. For me, it was either Bobby Firmino or Luis Diaz. But I'm going to go with Bobby Firmino because I thought he was absolutely, he linked the play brilliantly. He linked the play brilliantly. I thought against United, he was dropping too deep. But it seemed very clear from the off here that I think Klopp told him to play more up top rather than drop too deep in midfield. And that's when we saw the best of Bobby, right? He was
So
outstanding. So he's
so
linking up
Bobby's
the play brilliantly.
so Bobby, I mean, I think I saw the highlights. I thought he was he was very instrumental in terms of course creating the goals. Do you see him actually putting on this show consistently in the upcoming games?
I think
Or do you think?
I think he will. I think he will. I mean, he's recovered his form. I think in a way, and I think the good thing is I think he played further up in the pitch as opposed to dropping down. I think it suits him more. I think it's a confidence thing with Bobby. He's got that confidence hopefully back now, that swagger back now. So I think he'll be good. He's not a guy who's going to be suitable for all games. I think there's certain games when we will need someone like Darwin Nunez and his pace to run in behind and his physicality. And there's some games where we will need Jota with his
Yeah.
directness of play, with his ability in the air, etc. as well. So and his link-up play as well. So, but Bobby has got a big part to play in this squad still, man. I think he's got a big part to play this season. He's an outstanding footballer. He's a brilliant magician. He's a brilliant link-up player as well. So I thought he had a great game. Shiv, 100% agree.
Yep.
We still need to sign a midfielder, and I think we
Who?
are going in. We are looking at midfielders. Jurgen Klopp has said whether we have enough time, I don't know, because the window is closing, so we may not be able to get one over the line. But they are looking for midfielders. They're hunting high and low. There are rumors of maybe Ruben Neves. There's been some rumors of Konrad Laimer, who's an Austrian player who plays for
Even
Leipzig.
Gakpo, I heard. Gakpo could be a possibility.
Well, no. Then obviously there's Sander Berger who plays for Sheffield United. Could be a left field option. There are a couple of players that have been spoken about, right? Frankie De Jong, maybe, God knows. But he's obviously on crazy amount of money, but we just never know. If I had to put money, I would probably say Konrad Laimer or Sander Berger could be one of these two players that we get across the line. If we get anyone, we may not get anyone, but if we do. On the flip side, guys, I just saw some training pictures today for you guys. Looks like we've got some players coming back. Matip is back in full training. I saw Curtis Jones back in training as well. And I think Calvin Ramsey, who's the right back we signed, has finally got back into some sort of training as well. So we might be getting some players back. And Thiago could be coming back in a week or so as well. So interesting indeed. Diaz was superb. Who knew he's that good in the air? Nunes could learn a thing or two from him if you ask me. Agreed. I think Nunes is going to be a top quality addition as well. He's still young. He's still got a lot to learn about the league. But yeah, who better to learn from than Diaz? I thought Diaz was outstanding, and he's been brilliant from the start of the season for us, right? He's a quality player. I picked him to be my player of the season for the whole season for the Premier League this year, actually. He's my pick to be player of the year in the Premier League. So I'm going to stick with that. I think Luis Diaz may just get that. He's that good a player. He reminds me of Luis Suarez, man. He never gives up. He's hunting. He's coming back to midfield. He's dribbling past people. He scores goals. He sets things up. Never gives up. Typical South American attitude.
I mean, for me, in my opinion, I see Luis Diaz the way he plays. He never gives up. You're right. He just wants to win the game. He just wants to score goals. He just wants to create chances. You know, he has all the elements of a player that really just.
He's a team player. That's the best part about him.
He's a team player. Yes, absolutely.
Team player. You know, and that's outstanding. I actually think Nunes is going to come good. I like Nunes because he's got electric pace. By the way, he's a big guy who's got electric pace. He will stretch teams, I think. And he's had an impact, right? He made a big impact against Fulham, against City as well. Obviously, he got that red card. But I think he needs to improve on his first touch and some of his link-up play. But that will come the more he trains. He's a young guy, but he's got attributes that are really, really good, man. He's good in the air. He's got a good shot on him, scores goals. I mean, he's got a lot of pace as well. So he's going to stretch teams as well. And if he builds up a bit more muscle, it's going to be a real threat.
So, Hari, who is Liverpool playing next?
We've got Newcastle on Wednesday, which is 2 days' time. Newcastle, the difficult game, no doubt.
Haaland Saint Maximin.
But guys, I've got some news here. Apparently, Newcastle are going to be. Yeah, I think Newcastle are probably going to be missing 5 players, and one of them could be Haaland Saint Maximin. So that's great news. Because if not, I was just dreading the thought of him against Trent Alexander-Arnold. Man, it was giving me nightmares. So. Hopefully he's injured. It's not just him. I think Bruno Guimaraes is going to miss the game, another star player for them. Callum Wilson probably be missing as well. So they're going to be missing 3 or 4 of their top players. Kieran Trippier as well. So hopefully that makes it a little easier for Liverpool, but we'll just have to wait and watch. They're in great form, right, Newcastle. Man United close to agreement with Newcastle over the signing of goalkeeper Martin Dubravka. Great backup goalkeeper. I think he's a really good backup goalkeeper. So I think this is...
Yeah, I think it's very good business by United. I think this is a good pick, to actually have a reserve goalkeeper, to give De Gea some competition. And I think it's going to be good to watch him start a few games, possibly in the Europa League. You never know. He could be the first choice in the Europa League, and De Gea will play in the Premier League. But this is where I think, you can see Erik ten Hag trying to look for a first choice goalkeeper. And it's possibly time for De Gea to actually, go elsewhere. I don't know what you think, guys. I'm a big fan of De Gea. I know Doc De Gea won't agree with me in Job United if I say this, if he's watching this. Sorry, Doc. But hey, let us know in the comments below. What do you think? Is this a good move? What's going to happen to De Gea? And of course, what you think is going to happen in the upcoming games for United and of course, the Liverpool as well. Let's see.
Interesting indeed. Simba, yes, we should be thankful of what Bournemouth did for us. I 100% agree. They sacrificed themselves to help Liverpool's season. I agree, man. Liverpool really needed that game against Bournemouth. And not just that, it brought confidence for Bobby, it brought confidence for Diaz, it brought confidence for Harvey Elliott, it brought confidence for Carvalho. So hopefully they all are fired up for the upcoming games. And like I said, hopefully we
Dude,
have some players coming back as well.
I like the way he said it. No, Bournemouth sacrifice themselves.
Yep, sacrificial lamp indeed. Newcastle, very tricky. Hope Fabinho fit to help the defend. I agree, man. This is going to be a difficult game, even with the injuries, because they're playing well under Eddie Howe. But I think with those injuries, it's going to make it. Hopefully, Saint Maxima is the big one. Hopefully, he's out. But yeah, Fabinho had an outstanding game, so we need him firing on all cylinders. Saint Maxima, yes, like I said, I was really scared about what he would do to Trent. But no, hopefully he's out and injured. That's my hope, right? That he's out and he's injured for the game. Who is Liverpool's new midfield signing? I don't know, man. Tell me if you have heard of anyone. I hear rumors about Lucas Sucic maybe, or Konrad Lehmer, or Ruben Neves. There's Frankie de Jong being mentioned. There's Sander Berger that's being mentioned. There's also Moises Caicedo, right, who's the Ecuadorian who plays for Brighton, who had an awesome game against United, by the way. So there's rumors about him as well. There are lots of rumors. We may not sign anyone because I think it's too late, but you just never know. There could be someone. And Liverpool like to do their business very silently, right? So there could be someone that pops up next one. And I think, guys, I'm going to make a statement here. If by tomorrow we don't hear a name, I think we're not signing anyone. By tomorrow, I think there'll be a name out, in one way or the other.
There could be someone from the clouds, just like the clouds above.
Exactly.
There could be. You never know.
Exactly. We just never know whatsoever. Anyways, guys, that was our wrap up of the Premier League games this weekend. The major games this weekend. Obviously, Aston Villa lost to West Ham. Gerrard in trouble. Let us know about that, guys. We started off with that. Who's going to be the first manager to get the sack? Is it Brendan Rodgers? Is it Steven Gerrard?
Or none, whichever you think, Yeah, let us know.
Yeah, let us know. Let us know if you have any comments about who's going to be the Golden Boot winner. Is it Harry Kane? Is it Erling Haaland? Or maybe Mo Salah again, right? He will get into gear at some point as well. So who do you think is going to win the Golden Boot as well? And then, it's been an absolute pleasure. Ram, take it away, man.
Thank you, Harry. And just before we go, do let us know if you think Ronaldo will stay United or will he leave? If he leaves, where would he go? If he stays, will he be able to perform as good as last season? So yes, guys, nice having you on the show as well, Harry. Good as always. Doing these reviews and doing the shows this season, looking forward to it. Can also both of us be as consistently happy, not just one of us or one of the other. Let's just both of us be happy and watch our teams keep winning games.
Fingers crossed, bro. Huge game. But till then, guys, please do hit the like button. Do subscribe. Hit the bell notification so you get to know when we're on next as well. We're going to cover a lot of games, and we're going to be bringing on special guests throughout the year as well, along with some of our resident panelists, the likes of Samson, the likes of Giri, the likes of Coach Dom, etc., who will come on from time to time as well. But yeah, if you'd like to be on the show, if you support a club, you'd like to be on the show, you'd like to give us your thoughts and opinions, you'd like to share opinions and not scared to share opinions, do hit us up as well. In the meantime, Ram, I'll let you wrap things up and sign off.
Right, what a wonderful review it was. Fantastic. See you guys again in the coming fixtures. Till then, signing off from the Plot Malaysia. This is the show for the fans.
Hi, the fans. You'll never walk alone.
GGMU. Yeah.
Bye, guys.